So the next question is, are we going to have another COVID like a pandemic with monkeypox?
Very serious concern. People are worried about it, and everyone, what they do not want is another COVID like pandemic. And I don't think it's going to be like COVID. And there are many reasons for it, and there are four major reasons which I'd like to quote here. Number one, COVID was a wild virus which we were never exposed to before. And it came out of either the bats or the armadillos or whichever animal it came out of in China. And the human race was caught unprepared. Monkeypox has been around at least since the 70s, and humans have been exposed to it, and it's been in America for a few cases and England a few cases. It's very similar to smallpox, and the smallpox vaccine has protected against it. So it's probably been around more than we know, but people have been protected and there is immunity already there. So one good thing, for COVID, we did not have a lot of immunity. It was rare for people to come across COVID and not catch it. And when they caught it, they had terrible immune reactions. So first thing, monkeypox is not like that. Second thing is, COVID, it took a long time for the vaccine to come in. And then you had to do trials for vaccines, and you didn't know how efficacious it was. And then many vaccines came, and some were more effective and some were less effective. Monkeypox, we already had a vaccine with smallpox, which is 80 to 85% efficient against monkeypox. And then monkeypox specific vaccine was there, which was made in case if there was an outbreak out of Africa or within Africa, and also if somebody tried to use it as a biological weapon. So we are all prepared. And as I said, there are 2.4 million doses in America and 35,000 have been sent to England. So we are very well prepared. I also think that for this disease to start from England is a bit fortunate, if you can use the term fortunate for a pandemic, because England has a very good NHS system. I worked within this system. I'm very proud of it. I know people have different experiences when you're at the receiving end. I have a different experience at the receiving end too. But I know infectious disease treatment is really good within the NHS. In my hospital where I work, we've got one of the best infectious diseases units. They spend about £7 million, 7 million quid as we call it, to make that unit. And these units, in fact, the unit in our hospital in East Yorkshire, that was the very first one where they've got the COVID patient. The first two COVID patients in England were Chinese patients who were found in Hull, in the city of Hull, Kingston upon Hull. We have the dubious honor once again. So that was where the first two cases were, but they were quickly taken away to another center in another city. So we have good centers, infectious disease control. We've had monkeypox outbreak in England, in London before. So we have a precedent, we know how to deal with it, and we've recently had a big COVID pandemic. So our preparations to deal with a new pandemic are really good at this point in time. So that is why I think it's not going to be. And of course, not to forget that we also have antiviral for it, the Ticovirimat. The drug is already there for COVID. We up till the end did not have a good drug. I mean, we were using steroids and we used hydroxychloroquine and we used all kind of stuff, and we were experimenting with things. But for monkeypox, we already have a very good drug available. And there was one more thing I was going to say. It's not as excuse me. It's not as infectious as COVID. So yes, catching monkeypox is not as easy as it was with COVID.